There are many Pokemon spin-off games like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Ranger. This video is about one for the Wii, Pokepark Pikachu's Adventure. And with that, hello and welcome to this video in which I will be talking about Pokepark Pikachu's Adventure. The game starts with Pikachu and his friends playing till suddenly Mew appears and sends them all to the Pokepark. Mew then tells Pikachu that the Sky Prism has shattered and that its pieces have fallen into the Pokepark. The Sky Pavilion could fall and destroy the Pokepark if the Sky Prism doesn't get repaired. And for that, he needs Pikachu to collect all 14 prism pieces. After that, he reads Shattered. He serves as the tutorial of this game. He explains the controls and what to do in the Pokepark. We also find out that Pikachu's friends, Chikorita, Piplup and Charmander, are missing. A bit into the tutorial, he meets Snorlax, that is sleeping and is in the way. After gently waking him up, Shattered starts explaining the main goal of this game, to make friends with the different types of Pokemon in the Pokepark. To do that, you have to play skill games like Chase, Battle and Hide and Seek with them. In Chase, you have to catch up to the Pokemon and tackle them. In Hide and Seek, you have to find the Pokemon and talk to them. And in Battle, well, you have to defeat the other Pokemon. There are also some other skill games like quizzes, but those are a bit more rare. Alright, after the explanation, we finally get to enter the Pokepark. The first zone of many is the Meadow Zone. It has mostly Pokemon that would live in a forest, like Sudowoodo. It would be funny for just turning the camera around and he's right there. On first entering the Meadow Zone, we find Chikorita. There's also Baneri, a Pokemon we met earlier in the tutorial, where the Pikachu to play Bulbasaur's attraction, but Bulbasaur says that Venusaur is forbidden everyone from playing attractions and leaving the Meadow Zone. But Bulbasaur doesn't care about that and still lets you play. What a nice guy! In the Pokepark there are attractions that are basically mini-games. And the first one of these is Bulbasaur's Dash. I think the easiest way to explain it is just to show it to you. 2, 1, go. Alright, this is actually pretty easy. Alright. Cool. After you finish the attraction, Trico and Menkei find out that you were playing an attraction and kidnap Chikorita and bring her to Venusaur. Bulbasaur also gives you a prism piece. Every time you clear an attraction for the first time, you get one. Pikachu then goes and tries to rescue Chikorita, but gets stopped from Trico on the bridge leading to Venusaur. He tells you that he will only let you pass the bridge if Traffic gets the bonus on Bulbasaur's Dash. In the attractions you can play Pokemon that you are friends with, so Pikachu befriends Turtwig through playing Chase with him, and Turtwig easily gets a bonus. Trico then lets Pikachu cross the bridge. Menkei will only let us through if Pikachu beats him in a battle. After Pikachu beats him, we can continue. At the gate to Venusaur, there's Grogang that has guarded the gate. He simply wants only berries from you because he's hungry. After you go through the gate, you find Venusaur and Chikorita. He then tells you that if you want Chikorita back, you have to defeat Grogang in a battle and beat Sparrow's skill game. Sparrow has a special skill game that is like a jump and run. It's called an obstacle hop. After that, Pikachu goes to Venusaur and he lets Chikorita go. Chikorita then tells Venusaur to stop being an ass, and Venusaur just starts having a breakout or something. His last song about dangers is to leave the Meadow Zone to play attractions, and that everyone should stay in the Meadow Zone and do nothing. In the end, he agrees to let everyone leave the Meadow Zone and let them play attractions again if Pikachu can clear his attraction. His attraction is called Venusaur's Vine Swing. The goal is to use the vine to jump as far as you can. It's a very simple mini game, but it's a lot of fun. After clearing the attraction, Venusaur explains why he closed the Meadow Zone. He had a fight with Blaziken and Empoleon, 2 other keepers, and to protect the Meadow Zone, he closed the gate. After that, he opens the gate to the meeting place. He wants us to go to Empoleon in the Ice Zone to talk to him. To get there, we gotta go through the meeting place, so let's go right now. The meeting place is the hub zone of the Pokepark. From here you can get to every zone. There's also a big tree in the middle. Chikorita is trying to build a treehouse there. To reach the next zone, Keeper Empoleon, who's in the ice zone, we gotta go through the beach zone. Coming into the beach zone, Pikachu meets Slowpoke and Astrobal. The both of them are talking about some big fight between Gyarados and Feraligatr. Pikachu also finds out that there's a Lapras at the cave in the beach zone and takes Pokemon to the ice zone. In the beach zone live mostly water and flying type Pokemon, like Wingults and Slowpokes. The fireworks going on between Gyarados and Feraligatr, Pikachu goes and talks to Feraligatr. There he finds out that Gyarados is trying to take over the Pokepark and calls himself the new keeper of the beach zone, because Empoleon has isolated himself in the ice zone. Feraligatr wants Pikachu to stop Gyarados and he will only destroy the rock, blocking the way to the cave if Pikachu helps him. After he says all that, Pikachu finds Piplup that is trapped on an island with Violet. Well, Piplup could swim and get off the island, but Violet needs a bridge, so Piplup asks Pikachu to get Bidoof to build a bridge. So Pikachu goes back to the Meadow Zone to get Bidoof. The Bidoof there wants to build a house for his family. After the house is built, one of the Bidoofs helps to build the bridge, but oh no, the two red sharks don't want the Bidoof to build a bridge, so they want Pikachu to clear Pelipper's attraction that only flying Pokemon can play, and only then will they let Bidoof build a bridge. It's time for our next attraction, Pelipper's Circus Circuit. It's a minigame where you have to fly through rings. It's actually surprisingly difficult, or maybe I'm just bad. It's a fun minigame. After clearing that, Bidoof is allowed to build a bridge, and Piplup and Violet leave the beach zone. Pikachu finally meets Gyarados. Gyarados holds a monologue about him wanting to take over the Pokepark. He will only stop if Pikachu clears his attraction. His attraction is called Gyarados Aqua Dash. The minigame is kinda like a race. You need to clear one end of the track in a certain time limit. There are also some places you can swim through for a speed boost. It's fun. After that, Gyarados again becomes friends with the Feraligatr and gives up on taking over the Pokepark. Feraligatr destroys the rock, and Pikachu can finally reach Lapras to get to the ice zone. The beach zone is one of the longest zones story-wise, or at least it felt that way while I wrote the script. After all that, it's time for probably my favorite zone in this game, the ice zone. In this one there are a lot of ice Pokemon like Spheal, and yes, it rolls. I love them, they are so cute! Look at them! They're just adorable. Pikachu is here to talk to Empoleon, so he goes to the gate only to find out that Empoleon throws the gate, and that the only Pokemon who can open it is Mamoswine, who also got frozen by Empoleon. So Pikachu has to find a way to save Mamoswine. He finds out that Mamoswine is frozen by the lake and needs Frostless to freeze the lake to reach him. Frostless, when obeying Glade, doesn't know where she is, so he wants to build an igloo to impress her. Pikachu helps Glade to build the igloo. After that, we find out where Frostless is. So Pikachu goes to her. Frostless will only come to the igloo if Pikachu can beat her in a fight. After beating her, she goes to the igloo and forgives Glady. She then freezes the lake. Wow! And Pikachu can reach Mamoswine. Pikachu frees Mamoswine and he opens the gate. Past the gate, Pikachu meets Empoleon. He talks about that he got betrayed by Venusaur Blaziken and that he is now training Steel Ball. He will only forgive the two if Pikachu clears his attraction. His attraction is called Empoleon Snow Slide. It's very similar to Gyarados' attraction. It also has the flex. The goal is to slide down the track as fast as you can. It's one of the best minigames. After Pikachu clears it, Empoleon forgives Venusaur and Blaziken, and wants Pikachu to go to the lava zone to talk to Blaziken. Back at the meeting place, Chikorita has continued work on the treehouse and there's now a house on there. Piplup also found a balloon and plans to fix it. To reach the lava zone, we gotta go through the cave zone first. When entering the cave zone, Pikachu meets Mr. Mime. He tells Pikachu that the minecart and the rail is missing. Without those, we can't proceed to the lava zone. He tells Pikachu that the Subats probably know something about it. Going a bit deeper into the cave zone, Pikachu meets Marvile. There is complaining that the cave zone is too dark and that some Pokemon are leaving because of it. Pikachu then talks to a Zubat. He tells him that he saw Aaron drooling over the rails. Pikachu goes to Aaron, that is hungry, so he brings him a piece of iron. He tells Pikachu that Marvile has the rail. Talking to her, she confesses to biting off the rail to stop Pokemon from leaving the cave zone. But she doesn't know where the rail is well. Luckily, she was lying. She does know, but will only tell where it is after beating her at the skill game. After beating her in Chase, she tells Pikachu that Dugtrio hid the rail somewhere. Dugtrio tells Pikachu that it's at Marowak's Berry storage. At the storage, Pikachu finds out that the rail is under Snorlax. Yes, the same Snorlax from the beginning of the game. After trying to wake him up gently again, he tells Pikachu to stop. He wants a big berry and only then he will get up. After giving him one, he gets up and suddenly a geyser appears, creating a new hot spring. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. There was once a hot spring in the cave zone that dried up. Pikachu now finds the rail and brings it to Mr. Mime. Now the only thing missing is the minecart. Group of girls are playing with it. After beating them in the skill game, Pikachu gets the minecart back and can proceed to the lava zone. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention it. There's also an attraction in the cave zone, Bastion's Blocked Barrage. The attraction is pretty much just breakout. You cannot try breaking the shields and Bastion is trying to stop you, but he's not really good at it. I really liked it when I was younger, but replaying it was just very boring. So now we can go to the lava zone. In the lava zone live a lot of fire-type Pokemon. We get told by Hitmontop to go to Camerupt. Camerupt wants to fight because that's how you greet each other in the lava zone. After beating him in a fight, he explains how to use the furnace behind him. You gotta get some iron nuggets or gold nuggets from a drill, and because the level turn of the firewall is missing, we gotta create a new lever. After we got an iron ore from the drill and use it to create a new lever, we can place the lever into the machine and activating it. With that, the firewall disappears and we can finally go through. When we find Charmander, he wants to fight. After beating him, we find out he has been training with Blaziken after he got saved by him when he almost fell into the lava. There's also a minigame here, but to play that, you have to craft something at the furnace. After bringing the iron circle to Vaporeon, it's time to place attraction. Vaporeon's Bumper Burn. It's Beyblade. It's just Beyblade. I like it though. It's really fun. You have to try kicking the other Pokemon off the stage. The more Pokemon you defeat, the more points you get. After clearing it, Pikachu goes further to the lava zone and beats Farfetch, who's protecting the way to Blaziken, but he's not the only one who's protecting the way. There's also Macago, who will only let us pass if we clear Pastidon's attraction and Vaporeon's attraction, but because we already cleared those two, he lets us through. Now, we finally meet Blaziken. He asks Pikachu to join forces with him to reunite the Pokepark. Pikachu refuses because he only wants that Blaziken becomes Princess Venusaur and Napoleon again. Blaziken is disappointed in Pikachu and wants Charmander to fight Pikachu to test his strength. After defeating Charmander, again, we get to play the last attraction in the lava zone, Blaziken's Boulder Bash. In this minigame you gotta check the V-mode and at the right time to destroy rocks that are being shot at you. After clearing up, Blaziken forgives Venusaur and Napoleon. He also tells Pikachu that the Sky Prism is the process of the Sky Pavilion, and he wants Pikachu to collect the last 6 prism pieces. With that we finish the lava zone. I'm sorry in case I was a bit too negative in the last 2 zones, but at this point of the game it became very repetitive. Something I am very much noticing while writing the script. But this will get better with the next zone. Before we get to go to the next zone, we gotta go back to the meeting place. Chikorita has continued working on the treehouse. Piplup wants to try inflating the balloon, but sadly, it has a hole in it. She's gonna try to find a way to fix that hole. After that, Shadow comes to bring a message from Mew. He wants Pikachu to collect all the Sky Prism pieces and bring them to the Sky Pavilion. We gotta find the Sky Pavilion and Shadow doesn't know where it is. Miss Trevas recommends finding Miss Magius in the Haunted Zone to ask her if she knows where it is. When talking to Duscald and at the Haunted Zone, he says that the Keeper of the Haunted Zone, Rotom, went missing and asked Pikachu to find him. And with that, we go to the next zone. haunted zone is split up in two parts, the garden and the mansion. The garden is the star of the zone, and there are a lot of different kind of Pokemon there. To get into the mansion, we gotta play Tangrowth Swing Along. Well, that's Tangrowth's attraction. It's very similar to Venusaur attraction, but just as a race. You gotta swing from rope to be the first to cross the finish line. It's really fun. After clearing it, Pikachu can talk to Drifloon to let him into the mansion. Upon entering the mansion, Duskull tells Pikachu that he is the 999th visitor and gets a tour of the mansion. There's a library with closed doors. In there is Miss Magius. There's also another room that is closed. That room is apparently used for parties. Spooky parties. To enter that room, Pikachu has to clear Dusknoir's attraction. To unlock the attraction, a bell has to ring. After talking to Gengar, that is T-posing a picture for some reason, the bell rings. I have no idea why, it just happens. Now we can play Dusknoir's Speed Slam. It's again better to just show you it. Alright, here we go. And I won. After clearing it, you unlock the room to the spooky parties, where you find out the reason why Miss Magius has locked herself into the library. The piano is broken. To fix it, we have to find a thread from Spinnerback. Only after fixing it will she leave the library. After finding and carrying the thread to the piano, Miss Magius leaves the library and tells you to first find Rotom, while she looks for a book about the Sky Pavilion. In the library, we find out that Rotom disappeared in the library, and Duskull tells us to find a book to put into the gap in the bookcase. After getting the book from Sableye and putting it into the gap, a secret way to the basement opens, where we find Rotom. Rotom was secretly working on his attraction to surprise the other Pokemon in the haunted zone. He wants you to play it. The attraction is called Rotom's Spooky Shoot 'em Up. You are in a room, and your goal is to shoot the ghost Pokemon that are trying to get to you. The more ghost Pokemon you shoot, the more points you get. You lose if one of the Pokemon touches you. I kinda had issues with this minigame because of my setup. I was sitting way too close to my monitor. After clearing it, Miss Magius tells Pikachu how to get to the Sky Pavilion. To get to the Sky Pavilion, you must overcome a test in the Granite Zone and open the Promise Gate. With that, we finish the Haunted Zone. I'm gonna head back to the meeting place. I said earlier that the Ice Zone is my favorite zone. I'm gonna take that back. I love this zone. It's just so different from the others before. Upon entering the meeting place, we see that Chikorita has continued work on the treehouse and added another building on it. Also, Piplup has sealed a hole in the balloon. Haunter gave her a patch to fix it. Charmander wants to make some firework to make the Pokemon in the Pokepark feel better. While talking to the gatekeeper of the Granite Zone, there's suddenly an earthquake, a sign that the Sky Pavilion is soon gonna fall. The Granite Zone is a big ruin. It was originally built by the ancients, but we don't know where we are. They aren't really that important to the story. My theory is they were probably humans. We meet Charizard that tells Pikachu the ruins of the Granite Zone exist to test Pokemon, just like an ancient promise once said. After that, we can play the next attraction. Absorb's Hurdle Bounce. It's like Bulbasaur's and Dusknoir's attraction. Shake the remote and jump over hurdles. Be the first one to reach the goal. It's still a fun minigame. After clearing that minigame, we go further into the Granite Zone, where we find the Promise Gate and its protector, Flygon. Flygon tells Pikachu that there are 3 secret words he must find. Those 3 secret words are known to 3 protectors of them. 2 of them are in the Granite Zone. The first is Porygon C, who will tell his word after beating his quiz. His word is love. The second one is Togekiss. She will tell her word after clearing her obstacle hop. Her word is peace. And the last Pokemon is in the cave zone. It's Snorlax. The same Snorlax from the start of the game. He will tell Pikachu that he was secretly testing him the whole time, and Pikachu passed the test. His word is rainbow. After going back to Flygon, they open the Promise Gate. Going through the Promise Gate, we find the next attraction, Salaman's Airways. It's very similar to Balibba's attraction, only flying Pokemon can play it and you gotta shoot or fly through the targets to get points. The goal is to get as many points as possible. After clearing it, he tells you to tell Jumplip you clear this attraction that they should let you through to the Flower Zone. And with that, we go to the last one of the Pokepark, the Flower Zone. The Flower Zone is the smallest zone in the game, and not many Pokemon are allowed here. Upon entering, we meet Bellossom. It tells you that they found something cool in the beach zone, and that if you want to see Mew, you gotta talk to Shaman. Shaman says that the mirror to guide us to the Sky Pavilion has gone missing. Mary then says that the mirror fell down onto a big tree in the meeting place, the same one Chikorita built the treehouse on. So we go back to the meeting place to see that Piplup has inflated the balloon and to get the mirror. Now that we have the mirror, we bring it back to the Flower Zone and put it on the dais. After doing that, Rayquaza appears and tells you to play his attraction to reach the Sky Pavilion. With that, we're gonna play the last attraction of the game, Rayquaza's Balloon Panic. In this minigame, you walk over a big Rayquaza balloon and go for rings. That's only the first part of the minigame though. In the second part, you shoot targets. It's the most interesting of the minigames, and with clearing it, we get the last prison piece. Rayquaza then tells you to go to the Sky Pavilion with Shaman as your guide. Going to Shaman, they tell you that they can't show you the way as long as the Gracidia isn't blooming, so we get the wonderful watering can from Bellossom and use it to make the Gracidia bloom. Shaman cannot transform into their sky form, but just notice that Pikachu can fly. But oh, something is flying towards the Flower Zone. It's Piplup, Shaman and Chikorita in the balloon. With the balloon, Pikachu and his friends can reach the Sky Pavilion. Upon arriving at the Sky Pavilion, Shaman tells Pikachu that Mew likes to play tricks and is probably hiding somewhere in the Sky Pavilion. After finding Mew transformed as Piplup, they tell you to play games with them to power up the Sky Prism and fix it. The first game is the Obstacle Hop, that is pretty easy. The second one is Battle. Mew will transform into different strong Pokemon. The first one is Magmar, the second one is Garchomp, and the last one is Tyranitar. Those two were actually kinda scary to fight. The last game Mew wants to play is Chase. Upon catching Mew, he becomes friends with Pikachu, and him, Pikachu, Piplup, Chikorita, and Shaman all use the power of friendship to repair the Sky Prism and create a new rainbow above the Pokepark. After repairing the Sky Prism, Pikachu and his friends go back to the meeting place with Mew.
Gas me! Hard, harder! Gas me! Hard, gas me! Venusaur!
Mondrick!
Venusaur!
Mondrick! Mondrick! Mondrick!
and the game ends with seeing the fireworks Charmander created. And that was the end of Pokepark Pikachu's adventure. I would say if there isn't a post-game. The post-game itself isn't much. You get 3 new Pokemon in the Pokepark. The ones Mew transformed into Magmata, Garchomp, and Tyranitar. There are technically 4 more, but I'll talk about those later. With them available, it's now possible to become friends with everyone in the Pokepark. To do that, however, we need to clear every attraction with every Pokemon available to unlock certain Pokemon like Latias, Celebi, and Darkrai. So it's time to do that. Now after being friends with every Pokemon in the Pokepark, I can finally talk about how to get the last 4 months into the park. There's a password system in the game to unlock more content. You get one that I think was for the surfboard so Pikachu can play Gyara's attraction after beating the game. The other passwords got released in Japan and are nowhere to be found in-game, what kinda surprised me actually. There are 7 passwords, 3 of them let you play with Pikachu in attraction where he was unavailable for. The snowboard for Emponia's attraction, the surfboard for Gyarados attraction, and the balloons for the Two Flying attraction. The last 4 passwords get you some extra Pokemon into the Pokepark. Celebi, Jirachi, Groudon, and Darkrai. After you become friends with them, you can play skill games with them. Celebi and Jirachi play tag. The Groudon fight was surprisingly difficult and the Darkrai fight felt, well, familiar. Never mind that. After all that, we can go to the actual ending of the game. Going back to the meeting place after becoming friends with everyone, Shadow tells Pikachu to go to Mew. Mew has been very happy that you have become friends with so many Pokemon and that the rainbow has never looked more beautiful before. There's one final cutscene. And that's the actual end of Pokepark Pikachu's adventure. Don't worry, this video is actually over. I just want to thank you for watching it. This was the first time I ever did such a video, so in case you have any tips, please leave them in the comments. Also, in case you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you want. I also got a Twitch channel in case you're interested in watching that. It's in the description. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye!